Gate set in a teasy.
Back with another story time with OneMan. Now, let me say this, man. I hate the way I tell stories. First of all, I kind of talk too fast. And I don't say as soon as I think of another word, I don't finish the word. I don't finish the sentence. And it's gonna be stuck with me forever, I guess, right? So I'm gonna try my best to slow down when I talk. And another thing, I don't think out these stories before I tell them. I don't go and delete them after I'm finished and be like, cause sometimes I be like, no, let me tell that story over. Let me tell that story better. But I just keep the footage and anyways, like I just did there. Anyways, this one is gonna be called the Michael Jackson tapes. All I do is tell true stories about stuff that happened to me in my life, stuff I've been through, stuff I saw. A lot of the times, it ends up with fights or something like that, because those be the stories I really want to tell, but I got other stories that, you know what I mean? Anyways, a lot of people don't know about this. Really, most people don't know. But 100% M.Watts know about this stuff. And the reason I know he know is because we've been talking about it all through these years. And another reason I know is we just talked about this 2 or 3 days ago when I talked to him on the phone. Right? So this is called the Michael Jackson tapes. All right, let's go back to, this started in 2006. The reason I know this is because I was on a run and a studio called Future that was off Virginia Beach Boulevard had burned down around that time too. The reason I know is because either M.Watts or his brother David told me that Teddy Riley was like, OneMan can't come to the studio no more because all the stuff he got going on, with the studio burning down and stuff like that. I'm sure it was around 2006, unless I'm mixing two stories together, but I think the studio was burning up, whatever. Teddy Riley, the award-winning producer, right? So, and I met him through, David Watts introduced me to him. And the reason I'm bringing all this up is because these Michael Jackson tapes were in this studio. But I'm trying to set the story for y'all. So, I'm gonna say, even before that, it was either David or their oldest brother, Tony. We used to always go in the studio all the time, right? But we'd be in the B room. Sometimes I'll see the A room, they'll open up. We never recorded in the A room. I never recorded in the A room. But I will always record in the B room. But I noticed that they had extra rooms in it. And the first time I noticed it is either David or Tony took me around the studio one day. In the back rooms, rooms that had beds and stuff. I didn't even know they was in there, and we used to always be in the studio. You'll go through the A room, and in the back is different rooms and stuff, right? I'm trying to set the story for y'all. Set the theme and the everything out for y'all, right? I know y'all saying, OneMan, get to the point. No, I'm trying to stretch this story out. I'm trying not to talk as fast. So remember I told y'all we've been in all these rooms. This before the studio caught on fire. So I'm one of the only people, other people might have, I'm talking about out of all my dudes, I'm one of the only ones that been through this whole studio that I didn't even know these rooms were there. They were secret rooms to me, right? It blew my mind when I seen them because for years I've been going to the studio going to the regular bathroom, and I didn't know it was other rooms and other bathrooms, stuff like that. So, fast forward, the studio burned down. It's on the news and everything. So Teddy is, when the studio burned down, Teddy is in Georgia. And I think I might have told a story about when I slept at his house in Georgia. So I know where he was at in Georgia. So he still had the studio here. It burned down, boom. So, but it doesn't burn like all the way down. It's like a part in there that's burnt down, but it's, I mean, I don't really think we're supposed to be in there, but I'm not sure. I could be lying about that part, I don't know. But we always in the studio. I'm talking about sleeping in there and everything. And it's people recorded there, famous people recorded there a lot, like Busta Rhymes, Michael Jackson. So let me get to this Michael Jackson tapes. So one day, me and M.Watts, because Teddy came and got all his stuff out of there. One day he came and got his stuff. So me and M.Watts in the studio, we go to one of these back rooms and we see a box. If I'm lying, go ask M.Watts. I mean, why would I even be lying to y'all? So we see this box that Teddy forgot to get, whatever. So we looking at it and it's all Michael Jackson tapes, but they're like real, like off of a reel, like old school recordings of Michael Jackson. Nobody else in the world has these tapes. There's no way to have them because Teddy used to record and produce for Michael Jackson and stuff like that. I mean, we used to always see all the plaques on the wall and stuff like that. NSYNC, I want to say NSYNC. If it's not NSYNC, it was Backstreet Boys, Michael Jackson. It was a whole bunch of plaques on the wall and stuff like that. Anyways, so, and Watts was like, Teddy must have forgot this box, whatever. But we also thinking, we could just take one of these tapes. Nobody would know. First of all, Teddy left them and forgot them. It's a box full of Michael Jackson recordings. But we never take them. And then M.Watts hit Teddy, and I guess Teddy come and get them. But the reason I bring this up is because every time we like down on our luck or facing hard times, we think about those Michael Jackson tapes. And I always say, we should have just took one of them. But I don't steal, especially from my dudes. But, and Watts said, man, look, I would have understood that. Because even one of those tapes would have had us right to this day, just one of those tapes. But it was a whole box of them. It might be recordings up there that unreleased songs and stuff like that. It really could have been. I don't know. Teddy got those tapes, 100%, unless he sold them some kind of way. But I brought that up to say I should have took that Michael Jackson tape. And I said it the other day to M.Watts, like, I really wish I had one of those Michael Jackson. I could have had the whole box. Man, M.Watts could have split the whole box. And Watts could have just had the whole box for himself. But we went in the back room and saw them together at the same time. You know what I mean? We didn't know they was back there. And we could have had the Michael Jackson tape. But let me add this one story real quick about Michael Jackson. Now, matter of fact, I'm going to add two quick stories. One real quick. All right, I remember when Michael Jackson came here to Virginia Beach, everybody knew where he was recording at because Teddy Riley had the studio on Virginia Beach Boulevard, off of Virginia Beach Boulevard. So everybody, and Michael Jackson had a hotel here somewhere, and everybody knew where Michael Jackson hotel was at. But I knew where Michael Jackson stayed. It's crazy because like little details and stuff like people just don't know. But Michael Jackson stayed at Teddy Riley's house at Church Point, so he wouldn't be bothered. You know what I mean? And another thing I remember is M.Watts telling me that Michael Jackson wanted his sheets changed every day. Every day he had new sheets. And I always said back then that I would have kept those sheets with his skin cells at this, but remember, he didn't die. So it's not like he was dead. We didn't think about him dying. But like I said, this was around 06. And another quick story about Michael Jackson. I remember we was around Pine Oaks. Yeah, I remember we was around Pine Oaks, right? And Head, because everybody, I mean, Head was cool. Everybody cool, and Watts like our brother. That's our dude, you know what I mean? And all his brothers are too. And I remember they was like, Michael Jackson will be in the studio, y'all can come meet him and stuff like that. And no lie, I used to be kind of scared of Michael Jackson. But Head went to go meet him. People don't know that Head, Spitting them older brother, Spitting Stinky oldest brother, Tony Hill, met Michael Jackson. Ask him. You think I'm lying? Ask him. And I never even heard him bring this up to people. Except the first day that he did it. But I don't know if he do, I never heard him bring this story up to people. That he met Michael Jackson in the studio. And I just didn't go. Anyways, I lost out on that. Never ever got to meet him. And I could have just met him. Anyways, man, I'm gone, man. It's too long. Let me add this real quick. Teddy told either David or M.Watts or Tone that I can't come to the studio no more. Not because of he didn't like me or whatever. It's because not because of what I was on the run for. It's just that I was on the run. I'm their friend. And I'm not even sure it was the studio that burnt down. It might have been he was going through something else. He was going through something. It was either the studio was burnt down and he was going through something, or he was just going through something. I can't remember what it was. I don't want to speculate and throw something out there because I don't remember. But I remember he was going through something. So, like I said, I don't remember if it was just studio burnt down or the studio burnt down and he was going through something, or he was just going through something. But the studio did end up getting burning down and stuff like that, because that was on the news too. And another thing I want to add in real quick. I wish, like how we got cameras now, I wish that we have the same type of technology that we got now back then, because I would at least took like pictures of that. Because I remember my cousin Quan always bring this up. In a regular bathroom, we just had to put the code in. We thought that shit was cool. It was a Rex and Effects jacket. Rex and Effect jacket hanging up. Like a jean jacket. But it was like a 80s style, not early 90s style painting of Rex and Effect on the jacket. So that's all I want to add in though. Because it might not have been when the studio burnt down. But it did let me take that back. When the studio burnt down, after that is when me and M.Watts found those tapes. I hope I'm not confusing y'all. So listen to this part. After the studio burnt down, me and M.Watts found those tapes in one of those back rooms. But what I'm not sure is, in 06 the studio burnt down. I don't know if it burnt down in 06. But I do remember being on a run in 06 100%. And Teddy saying I can't come to the studio because what he's going through, and the last thing he would want is basically like the police coming and I'm in there. So, and that happened in 06. So that's all I wanted to add, if it's any confusion.
Gate set in a teasy.